Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. If you will at this time, join me as we say our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Everyone may be seated.
Pledge allegiance to thee, one state under God, one and indivisible. Yes, we have to.
First on the agenda tonight will be our roll call. Ms. Debbie Villa-Gomez.
Here.
Ms. Felicia Moody.
Here.
Mr. Sean Glovier.
Here.
Ms. Maria Cruz Perez.
Here.
Mr. Esteban Serta.
Here.
And Mr. Darrell Owens is here as well. So we have a full, Maria Douglas?
Here.
All right, then we still have a full board. How about that? Okay, next we'll take a look at public comments. And did anyone sign up for us, Mr. Serta? Okay.
We have maybe one person.
Okay, we have public comments on agenda items.
Non-agenda.
We have no one. And when it comes to, next we'll have public comments on non-agenda items, and we have one person that has signed up. And that is Mr. Dustin Verona. Mr. Dustin Verona, if you'll come down.
Good evening. My name's Dustin Verona. I just came on behalf of my neighbors and myself to address the board members. Last Tuesday, I wrote an email and addressed it to the city council members and yourself. I just wanted to see if y'all all had a chance to review the email. If not, I would encourage y'all to do so. We've been having some really bad flooding issues in the back of our house, and we're trying to get a little relief from it. So I'm just here to bring it to attention. I've met with Chad G numerous times, and I appreciate his work so far coming out and reviewing what's going on out there. We've sat with the city council. Well, I addressed the city council last Tuesday. From my understanding, it's going to be on the agenda this next one in April. I'd encourage y'all to come out and maybe listen to a little dialogue. I've also had a meeting with Chad G with the city manager. So it's all been laid out, and we're trying to have a resolution so that we don't have water coming into our house. So I appreciate y'all's time and letting me address you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Verona. Next, we'll go down to section number 5, which is going to be our special district recognitions. Mr. G.
And we'll start with the Paul Awards for February through March 28th. From the school board, Debbie Villa-Gomez. Central office, Andrea Morrow, Claude Rhodes, Janelle Dickey, Jeremy Schneider, Jessica Meyer, Jill Smith, Katrina Ashford, Mike Nolan, Tracy Williams, and Jeff Leha. From Delaney Elementary, Carol Enrico, Denise Mikasic, right. Kimberly Jones, Rebecca Hannon, Tricia Poor has 2. From the high school, Alea Leha, Abel Rico, Angie Godwin, Ashley Alstott, Barbara Arbizu, Brittany Wedden, Claudia Morales, Christy Vick, Danny Wilcox, Dee Dee Grimes, Emily Clendenden 2, Anna Pacheco, Gary Burkham, J.W. Scott, Javier Leha, Jessica Harris, Juanita Ramirez, Julie Naughton, Kelly Wilson, Kelsey Christopher, Lindsay Hammond, Margarita Guzman, Maria Salim, Matt Munson, Shannon Johnson, Sydney Golseth, Victoria Rodriguez, Wendy Gibbs has 2. From the junior high school, Althea Daniels has 2, Angela Bruce, Angela Dennis, Benjamin Morin has 2, Celie Chavez has 5, Charito Augusto has 2, Sherilyn Hurdle, Chris Wilson, Christopher Farmer, Coach Nicholson, Coach Wagner has 4, Daisha Jennerson has 3, Debbie Webb has 2, Emma Powell has 2, Heather Beach, Jamie Sprinkle has 3, Jennifer Hamilton has 2, Jennifer Moy has 2, Jessica Gilbert, Joanna Lopez, Jonathan Johnson, Kara Lycos, Katie Greenwood, Kristen Callahan has 7, Megan Lockwood, Mimi Bumpus, Miranda Montiel, Olivia Bishop 3, Rhonda Smith, Robert Woods, Roger Relaford has 2, Sherry Mahaney has 2, Stacy Bitnick and Stevie Moore has 2, Taylor Vaughn, Taylor Ferris, and Toby Stone. Was that your entire staff, Ms. Bruce? I mean,
Yes.
holy moly, okay, all right. That was good, that's awesome. Several recognitions. And then Patterson has Angela Lilly, David Booble, Kara Bowman, Kim Hamblin, Krista Reeves, and Leanna Zimmerman. And I believe that is all of our Paul Awards from the end of February through March 28th.
Awesome. Congratulations to everyone on the Fall Award list.
If you're not familiar with that, that's recognition from peers, from parents, and from students that goes out to our staff members. So,
We'll now go to section 5B. That's the Delaney Elementary Wildcat Ambassadors.
all right, Ms. Port.
We have some fifth grade students that we would like to recognize as what we call our Wildcat Ambassadors, which is very similar to a student council. They are fifth graders. They're getting to serve 2 years because they were our fourth graders who were serving last year. And then when we brought fifth grade onto our campus, we just let them to continue, and then it will be a tradition for our fifth graders to carry on that tradition starting this year. They are nominated by their peers. And so we have some of those students. Some of the things that they do around campus is they help with pre-K and K. During their recess time, they can go and read and help in those classrooms. They help in the library as well, shelving books and doing things in the library. They helped with Red Ribbon Week to make those announcements and to really tell the staff and the students in their class about the activities that were going on. They helped with the canned food drive that we do in November for the local Methodist church there in Kennedale. And they will be helping with Career Week, guiding people to what room they go to and things like that. So they do a number of things. They help in the cafeteria sometimes with our pre-K students and things. So there's just any job that we have that we see that we need some students helpers with that, then they're able to help us. And I also have Ms. Renfro, our counselor, who kind of oversees and leads the group of students. So we're going to go ahead and start. Boys and girls, when I call your name, just come down here and stand. Abby Ayton. Isabella Brown. Kennedy Davis. Chantel Didon. Hannah Gibbons. Ella Glovier. Austin Gomez. Melanie Grant. Jesus Grafado. Katie Hoff. Griffin Navarre. Scott Pettit. Leonardo Ramirez. Grace C. Richardson. Cannon Sheffield. Mila Smith. Jasmine Vasquez. And Harmony Watkins. Thank you, boys and girls, for serving as our Wildcat ambassadors this school year.
Can you get a picture over?
She's taller than me. And wait till the basketball team gets up.
Okay, next we will go to Kennedale High School student and staff recognitions.
All right, so tonight we're going to have our recognitions done by Dr. Allison. Mr. Cagle is at another event that was scheduled with a parent meeting where he is having to speak. So we have lots of activities going on the high school campus tonight. So Mr. Cagle apologizes that he couldn't be here to recognize our students, but Dr. Allison will step in for him. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can you hear me? All right. So I am Dr. Chelsea Allison. I haven't had an opportunity to meet many of you. Thank you for this opportunity to be here and for doing everything that y'all do for our district. Y'all are a phenomenal board, and we're really excited to have the opportunity to work with you guys. He is Cagle is doing a Texas Workforce Commission Rehabilitation Service meeting today, which is another opportunity that we have that's going on on our campus that's phenomenal. But today we want to recognize some of the achievements of our students from the last few weeks and months. I am going to ask some of the coaches to come down if y'all could. I know I see Groff here and Jackson is here. Is Coach Scott here? So we want to recognize some of the achievements of our amazing students. Allison Ramirez, are you in here? Allison Ramirez is the Texas, help me with this, Coach, is the Texas powerlifting.
Texas High School Women's Power.
Yes, thank you. The Texas High School, it's a very long, Texas High School Women's Powerlifting Association. She is our 4th place state winner, which is an amazing feat. I'm always amazed to see what they're capable of doing with that program. We're also excited that we are the by-district champions for our boys varsity basketball. If you guys would stand for me. I know I've seen a lot of you come in. Stand up, guys, so we can recognize you. Coach Groff, you didn't come down when I called, so I'm assuming you don't want to say wonderful things?
So why don't we get through all the recognitions?
Okay.
And we'll do the pictures all at the end. That way we're
Excellent.
not coming back and forth across.
Yes,
So
sir.
We'll take a picture with each group at the end. So.
Excellent. So y'all sit. All right. So we are also, because we're just awesome like this, the girls varsity basketball by district champions, and we've got Coach Jackson here. If you are a member of our girls team, any of our girls players here?
Are the girls here?
I know.
Or they're at training, so they're
Yeah.
or at practice somewhere.
That's how we roll. We're all very busy in Kennedale. We do lots of things, lots and lots of things. And as I look at these basketball players, a lot of them have a lot of things that they're doing also. So moving on, we also want to recognize our UIL District 10 4A One Act Play awards. We have 5 members of our One Act Play that were recognized during the UIL event that we recently had. We had Annabelle Dixon, who is the top performer. Is she in here, Annabelle? Again, very. Silas Marvine is the all-star cast member. Brianna Vinson is honorable mention all-star cast. Zach Zaire, honorable mentions all-star cast. And Alwyn Madison is received the Tech Award. This is something that these students work months on in preparation for. So their ability to take home these awards really says a lot about the program, and we're excited that they have these opportunities. We have some mentors in the room that have been working with student teachers. And we would like to recognize these teacher mentors for UTA student teachers. I know that I saw Miss Zachary come in. Where is she? Miss Zachary? So Ms. Zachary has been one of the individuals that has helped work with student teachers, as well as Ms. Bergier and Mr. Daniel. I don't see either of them. I know that they were both working on some things this afternoon. So we were excited about some of the other programs. And our UTA, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but 2 of our new teachers that we were able to add to our campus were UTA student teachers on our campus. And so this program has enabled us to really find some high quality candidates to fill positions that we have on campus. So it's exciting for us that we have this ability to bring in these candidates and let them help serve on our campus. And they've been phenomenal. I hear a clap, yes. Yay, they're phenomenal teachers. We love them. All right, so the final thing I want to talk about is an exciting venture that has started on our campus. It's been a bit of a journey, I would say, and I'm going to have Ms. Fable give you a little more information and background. This is the Dell Clients Foundation certification. We have had, she said this program started officially off the ground in January as a benefit of a grant from the foundation. And so we have, since January, certified 47 students to be Dell certified students. I'm going to let her talk to you a little bit. I know it really is phenomenal, and I know there's a lot of these kids in the room. We're going to call their names here in a minute. But I want her to give you more background on what this program means to our campus, because it's really something that's exciting for our students.
Hi, I'm Michelle Fable. We started in August taking over the Chromebook program on the high school campus. So we check them out, we do troubleshooting, we fix minor things that aren't covered by warranty issues and things like that. Well, in October, I started looking for a grant or whatever, and I came across the Student Tech Crew through Dell. And it's a program that they created to help train students to learn how to fix Dell products. So we joined that program in January and started on their lessons and things like that, trying to get through the program. And starting into February, I started having students get their certification. The first 20 got shirts. I'm waiting on the next shipment of shirts. I called them and was like, I have 81 students. And they went, oh my. So, I'm waiting on the next set to come in. But once the first kid got their shirt, then it was just it was a downhill roll from there of everybody who's trying to get them. So as of 8th period today, I have 47 of the 76 students in my program are certified. So what that means for us now is going forward, those certified students can actually fix the Chromebooks on our campus. So they come in with a cracked screen, we can fix it. They come in with broken keyboards, we can take it apart, we can fix them. Eventually, as we start training them and things like this, and we're starting slow, we're starting with non-warranted Chromebooks first, practice with the ones that are out of warranty before we move on to others. But we're looking at working with the district, even bringing over Chromebooks from other campuses. So instead of having one person in the district fixing it, I have 7 classes worth of kids that are fixing Chromebooks. So it's a much faster turnaround time for those, so that we've got them back in the hands of kids.
It's definitely an exciting program, and again, it does enable us to keep Chromebooks on our campus rather than sending them back to Dell to be repaired and then having them eventually make their way back to our campus. And so now they get to stay on campus. Our kids get the benefit of learning how to fix them. This is a transferable skill that is something that the industry individuals will be working towards, and so now they have something that gives them an edge in the career field that may be of their choice.
And this certification is the exact same one that anybody that works for Dell actually gets the same certification. So it's not a watered down version.
So we have some of the blue.
Yes, we're going to call. Bear with me. There are 47 names on this list, and we're very excited about this. So Fowler Abercrombie. No. Amina Al-Kabi. Hassan Al-Kabi. Kimberly Arbeza. Seth Arriaga. Sebastian Berlanga. Max Bernal. Aaron Bustos. If I call your name, come on down. Jericho Carnigan, Keegan Clark, Tyler Constantine, Malik Crawford, Ben Dang, Mendo, Manelli Flores, Kelsey Garcia, Logan Gaston, Will Green, Jack Griffin, Mason Hamad, James Hannon, Drew Hansen, Tyler Herzenroder, Mohammed Ibrahim, Fatima Ifakar, Jeremy Irwin, Julianne Jamie, Jaden Joe, Robert Johnson. No lack of personality in this group at all. Robert Johnson, Landon Legler, Luke Legler, Nathan Leva, Gabriel Mai, Josh Martinez, Jacob Monreal, Long No, Tyler Nguyen, Adrian Phillips, Kong Fo, Brian Poland, Jonathan Randolph, David Rogers, Sophia Stalker, Jalen Trammell, Brendan Turner, Anthony Williams, and Toby Riston.
Very good.
Lots of exciting things. We're thrilled to be able to offer innovative programs like this, and I just want to make sure that I communicate with y'all that Michael Cagle wanted you to know how much he appreciates y'all's support and how much he appreciates y'all allowing us to have innovative programs like this on our campus, because this is not necessarily the norm across districts. And so we are very fortunate to have such a supportive board who allows us to do programs like this. So, that being said, it is...
So, one, I'd like the coaches to come down.
Yes.
After we take this picture, I'd like the coaches to come down and talk about your season and talk about your all-district and all that stuff and introduce your team before we... And then we'll move over and take a picture with those guys and ladies that are here. So guys, if y'all will come on over here. Thank you. Coach Jackson, did you say you have any of your girls here?
Look at him. Hey, came prepared.
Fair tonight.
Get a picture with the little students. You did? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Student council? Yeah, student council.
So now we have Coach Jackson. She's going to talk about the girls' season and her award winner.
Yes, so this season we went 19-13, I believe, 10-2 in district. It if we wouldn't have had a major injury happen, it actually would have been better than that. But very proud of them because when we did have one of our best scorers go down, they all rallied together and we kept on pushing, so super happy about that. All district, Reagan Jackson, she's graduating and she's gonna be playing at Cincinnati. She was our MVP of the district, and we had, two, Peyton Landry and Jayla Jackson Allen. They were first team all district, and then Kinsey Jackson and Morgan Applewhite were second team all district. We had 5 out of the 9 that were all academic all district, and then Reagan Jackson was academic all state. And like I said, Reagan is gonna full ride play basketball at Cincinnati, and then Peyton Landry is probably gonna play as well. She's weighing her options. She has a couple smaller offers that she's gonna also be playing at the next level. So.
When these guys come over, we may have to stand in front of them.
We do have some tall boys. Here's what I'd say about the team, just real quick. We won a lot of games, and that's not even important. Here's what I could tell you. When we told them that they were going to be recognized at the school board, and they were invited to come, and they all showed up. We don't all play softball. We didn't have anything else to do, but they all came. And I would, no shot at Coach Jackson. Her girls are busy. They wanted to be here together. And that's what I would say about this team is they did things together. And the wins and losses will be forgotten, but their friendship and their teamwork and the love they had for each other will be with them forever. This group has been the most coached group we've ever had at Kennedale, meaning the UIL allowed us to practice them through the summer. And we practiced 3 days a week for 2.5 hours. That added up to, we practiced the first day of summer and the last day of summer, right before school started. They were committed. We put in over about 80 hours of practice in the summer, which is about 10 weeks. And not just the varsity, but all the players. The characteristics that they've learned about commitment, teamwork, perseverance, the love of being together, that's probably the greatest success of this group. We did win a lot, but that's what I'm most proud of. We were recognized with a lot of awards. Landon Brooks was the Defensive Player of the Year in the district. Pablo Augusto was Offensive Player in the district. Jacoby Lovings was Sixth Man of the Year. Tristan Lewis and Austin Pickett were First Team All-District. Braylon Harris was Second Team All-District. Ruben Rivera and Noah Biles were Honorable Mention. And then Landon Brooks was just selected as First Team All-Region. And then the one that's really exciting, because I paint, if you ever haven't been to the back of the gym, I paint all their names on the wall. It takes me hours for these awards. But Braylon Harris made First Team All-State Academic. And as I know, those awards only come because they did it together. So thank you for letting us be here.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. She's back in Harvard. No, there's.
I feel like I need to be towards the front too. Landon, you too far. Be consistent. You always.
I had to paint, I was tense, I had to paint. I was like, no, you guys got it. No, you guys got it. You guys got it. No, you're good. You in the play.
All right, guys. There you go. we have boys.
I have boys, yeah. I just felt
We have to stand in front of them.
You weren't joking.
I wasn't lying.
Jeez, you were. That was when we were going to be in high school. Wow. Just like how I was in college too. I think so.
I believe that is. Oh, wait, no. Hold on, do we?
Is that all the pictures? We didn't take a picture with the Dell kids.
That is all, the
We
ones
did,
that,
okay.
We did?
Yes.
The Dell kids?
Before.
that was the first one.
Okay, and I do believe that that concludes the recognition, so if, we kind of let everybody go at that point in time if you're part of the recognition, so, okay. All right. If you want to stay for the rest, then
You're welcome.
you're welcome.
Very good.
They're running. All right.
I think that's it.
Okay, next, we'll move to section 6, will be the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda will be approved with one motion unless there is one that needs to be taken off of the list. And that's not being said, I will entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve all items under the consent agenda as presented.
And that is by Ms. Douglas,
Second.
and second by Mr. Glovier. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that passes unanimously. We now go to section 7, for our informational section.
Did I start your job?
Good evening. I wanted to share with you a brief overview tonight about our partnership with TCHAT. During the 86th Texas Legislative Session, created the Texas Child Mental Health Care Consortium to leverage the expertise and capacity of health-related institutions of higher education to address mental health challenges and improve the mental health care system for children and adolescents. From that, TCHAT was created. And TCHAT provides public schools with telehealth programs that include mental health assessments for students, along with short-term psychiatric medication management and/or counseling services, and support for referral access when care transition is needed. After obtaining parental consent, school staff can refer students for mental health concerns, and families can access these services through a convenient telehealth platform. This initiative by the state aims to increase access to school-based mental health services across the diverse regions of our state. TCHAT program will bridge the gaps by providing access through telehealth to our community in particular. Under this agreement, KISD will partner with John Peter Smith Hospital, JPS, as a service provider under University of North Texas Health Science Center. The full agreement you have access to in your board folder provides the details of the arrangement and what our responsibilities are of each respective party. I'm going to provide a brief overview as we'll be rolling that out here shortly. Any questions?
Just for clarification, how long is the agreement for?
It'll be through this year, and then we'll sign another one for the next school year.
Okay. Any additional questions from any of the other board members?
Just for the legal ease, just a brief summary. We're partnering. You said something about the teacher or the school would recommend?
So we recommend students and families to these services. So
Okay.
school counselors will be the campus liaison. And when they see a student or family that would benefit from these services, they would make contact with the parent, obtain consent, and then that student has access to 4 sessions throughout that academic calendar year. Beyond those 4 sessions, then JPS will then connect them with additional resources or transition them back into the school if all of their needs have been met.
Okay, thank you.
I had received a question about Hazel Health. We partner with Hazel Health to provide telemedicine or teledoc services. But for their mental health aspect, they charge for that service. And so that is not something that we get into with Hazel Health because of that reason. There's no charge.
There's no
to the
charge for
district
these.
yeah.
Correct.
And I'm assuming to the students and the families,
There's no charge.
No charge. So,
is
Is it
all
only
funded
gonna
by the
be
state.
telehealth, or is there all gonna be virtual visits?
It's all
or-
virtual right now, yes, and they provide JPS, the state provides us the devices, and then we'll get with our technology department and set that up very similar to how we do Hazel Health right now. We're hoping that they'll have evening hours right as well. Right now, their hours are just for school hours, but for families who might want to access evening hours, that's supposed to be coming soon.
This is the same where the students or parents can also reach out, right, independently, or is it just through a referral?
So through this legislative, there's a lot of different subdivisions in which they have access to. TCHAT is one that partners with school districts. So there are other entities in which parents can directly reach out to access services. This one that we're partnering with is the school making that referral,
Okay.
and then also having a place where students can meet a counselor on campus.
Question?
Left to the right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, I need to step away for 1 second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I think why don't we go ahead and take 5 minutes?
Take a break.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and we'll take 10, it is 6:42, we'll take a break and we will resume at 6:52. Take a health break.
All right, Dave's ready.
Okay, we returned from recess at 6:51 and some change. We'll now go to section 8A, discuss and approve certification of unopposed candidates for place 6 and place 7 for the May 6, 2023 general election.
So, yes, that's me.
Yes, Mr. G, I'll give that to you.
All right. Let me blow this up so I can read it here. Hang on. Gotta get it to where I can position it here. Well, the wrong one. Okay. So the certification of unopposed candidates for other political subdivisions, not counties, certification to the presiding officer of the governing body as the authority responsible for having the official ballot prepared. I hereby certify that the following candidates are unopposed for election to office for the elected scheduled to be held on May 6, 2023. Well, and this thing, at some point,
You have to go down the side.
all right, so the offices are Kennedale ISD Board of Trustees, place 6, Daryl Owens, and Kennedale ISD Board of Trustees, place 7, Felicia Moody. And this is signed by Tracy Williams. And basically, that's the declaration that she turns in. And now you just have to sit there and take action on it and vote.
Well, I move to approve the certification of unopposed candidates as presented and declare unopposed candidates Daryl Owens for place 6 and Felicia Moody for place 7 hereby elected.
Second.
So that was presented by Mr. Glovier and seconded by Ms.
Everybody.
We'll say Ms. Douglas, since Ms. Moody's name is on the list here. All in favor of said motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And the ayes have it, and the candidates of unopposed candidates has been certified. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, save the district a little bit of money. Now we go to 8B, discuss and approve the order cancellation for May 6th general election for school board trustees.
All right, I'll get through this one hopefully a little quicker. The Kennedale Independent School District hereby cancels the election scheduled to be held on May 6, 2023 in accordance with section 2.053A of the Texas Election Code. The following candidates have been certified as unopposed and are hereby elected as follows. Daryl Owens, School Board Trustee, place 6. Felicia Moody, School Board Trustee, place 7. A copy of this order will be posted on election day at each polling place that would have been used in the election. And now, that will be,
I now entertain a motion, we'll accept the motion.
I'd like to make a motion.
To adopt the order of cancellation for the May 6, 2023 general election for place 6 and place 7 on the school board as presented.
Motion by Ms. Villagomez.
Second.
And we'll give that to Mr. Serta down at the end down there. Second by Mr. Serta. So all in favor of canceling the election, let it be known by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the ayes have it. Okay, we can now go to 8D and discuss and consider all matters, 8C, and that's discuss and approve the joint contract with Tarrant County for the called Kennedale ISD bond election held on May 6, 2023.
And this is basically the contract for elected services is made between the Tarrant County Elections Administrator and the following political subdivisions located entirely or partially inside the boundaries of Tarrant County. I'm not gonna read every entity in here, but that's the, the school districts and the cities, governments. The Tarrant County Elections Administrator and the political subdivisions mentioned above may be collectively referred to as parties or individually as party. This contract is made pursuant to Texas Election Code Sections 31.092 and 271.002 through 271.004, if applicable, and Texas Education Code Section 11.0581 for a joint May 6, 2023 election to be administered by the undersigned Tarrant County Elections Administrator, herein referred to as Elections Administrator. This term includes the Assistant Elections Administrator in the election administrator's absence or disability. Kennedale ISD is listed amongst the cities and the ISDs. And hang on 1 minute. Once again, there we go. Okay. And each participating authority listed above plans to hold a general and special election on May 6, 2023. If a running election or repeat election is necessary because of legal action, the date of that election will be held June 10, 2023. The county owns an electric voting system, the Hart Intercivic Verity Voting System version 2.4, which has been duly approved by the Secretary of State pursuant to Texas Election Code Chapter 122, as amended, and is compliant with the accessibility requirements for persons with disabilities set forth by Texas Election Code Section 61.012. The contracting political subdivisions, also known interchangeably as entities or participating authorities, desire to use the county's electronic voting system and to compensate the county for such use and to share in certain other expenses connected with joint elections in accordance with the applicable provisions of Chapters 31 and 271 of the Texas Election Code as amended. The entity desires to contract for the voting system as described in tandem with the county election services through the Elections Administration Office and to compensate the county for such use of chair and other expenses connected with joint elections in accordance with the applicable provisions of law of this contract. Now therefore, in consideration of the mutual covenants, agreements, benefits to the parties, it is agreed as follows. Administration. The parties agree to hold a joint election with each other joint election in accordance with Chapter 271 of the Texas Election Code. In this agreement, the Tarrant County Elections Administration shall coordinate, supervise, and handle all aspects of administrating the joint election as provided in this agreement. Each participating authority agrees to pay the Tarrant County Elections Administration for equipment, supplies, services, and administrative costs as provided in this agreement. The Tarrant County Elections Administrator shall serve as the administrator for the joint election. However, each participating authority shall remain responsible for the decisions and actions of its officers necessary for the lawful conduct of its election. The Elections Administrator shall provide advisory services in connection with the decisions to be made and actions to be taken by the officers of each participating authority as necessary. Legal advice to or legal representation of the entity's political subdivisions, participating authorities by the Election Administration Office or lawyers who advise or represent the election administrator is not included here. With each entity should consult with its own counsel for any legal issues that arise or with the Secretary of State as appropriate. Do y'all really want me to read through this entire agreement?
I think that we have had an opportunity to review that.
So as an entity calling for an election, we have legal responsibilities and as participants here. So I really don't feel the need to read through every bit of this because it's 10 pages long.
I
so.
will agree with that. At this point, I will entertain any motion to accept.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the joint election agreement and
No.
contract for election services with Tarrant County for the called May 6, 2023 Kennedale ISD bond election.
Motion by Ms. Villagomez.
Second.
Second by Mr. Glovier. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion passes unanimously. All right, we are all set for our bond election on this upcoming May 10th date. Okay, we will now go to section 8D, discuss and consider all matters incident and related to declaring expectations to reimburse expenditures with proceeds of future debt included in the adoption of the resolution pertaining thereto.
Okay, this is the, okay, why did it go back to? Okay, so this resolution is basically to reimburse the district for the monies that we are putting out currently for the renovations to Arthur, for the roof, and for the remodeling that's going on. And so this resolution is for that amount. I don't know that we need to read through it. I mean, actually, this one's pretty short, so, okay. I will read through this one real quickly. Okay, so this is a resolution expected to reimburse expenditure with proceeds of future debt. Whereas the Kennedale Independent School District, the issuer, intends to issue debt for roof replacement and interior renovations for James A. Arthur Intermediate School, as well as district-wide technology equipment, collectively the projects, and further intends to make certain capital expenditures for the projects and currently desires to and expects to reimburse such capital expenditures with proceeds of such debt. And whereas under TREAS regulations 1.150-2, the regulations to fund such reimbursement with proceeds to tax exempted obligation, the issuer must declare its expectation to make such a reimbursement. And whereas the issuer desires to preserve the ability to reimburse the capital expenditure with proceeds of tax exempted obligation, now therefore be resolved by the school board of trustees of the Kennedale Independent School District that the issuer reasonably expects to reimburse capital expenditures with respect to the projects from funds on hand with proceeds of debt hereafter issued by the issuer, and this resolution shall constitute a declaration of official intent under the regulations. The maximum principal amount of tax exempt obligation expected to be issued for the projects will not exceed $5,950,000. And this would be passed and adopted this March 28th, 2023 by the Kennedale Independent School District.
And just so everyone understands, so those are two items that we've already passed.
Three items.
Three items.
Yeah.
But they're included inside the bond, but we're gonna pay for it before the bond, so that we pay ourselves back after the bond has passed.
So I have a question.
Yes.
We assume the bond is going to pass, but in the event, how does this take care, how is this debt taken care of?
Okay, so,
We assume, in
Okay.
good faith, that it's going to pass. In the event that it doesn't, then how is this debt going to be
that's
taken
already
care
being
of?
paid for out of fund balance.
It's already,
Yeah.
okay,
So that's,
thank you.
You've already approved those purchases and they're being paid for out of fund balance.
Very good.
So what we're saying basically is we have the funds in fund balance, we feel comfortable doing it out of fund balance. However, in the event the bond passes, that's one of the things that we would like to then use
Be
that bond
reimbursed.
money for, to reimburse our fund balance.
Yes.
Very good, okay.
Any additional questions? Okay, then I will entertain a motion,
I move to approve the reimbursement resolution as presented.
and that is presented by Mr. Glovier.
I'll second.
And second, was that Ms. Cruz Perez?
Yes.
Awesome, okay. All in favor, let it be known by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. And that motion passes unanimously. Okay, we will now move to section 8E, discuss and approve recommendation for place 5 on the ESC Region 11 Board of Directors. So, at this point, I believe we've got their names that were provided to us in bios. I had a chance to read that. So if anyone has anyone in particular they'd like to nominate, we would be more than happy to vote on that individual.
The incumbent is the third candidate, Dr. Jay Thompson. He has served on the board already, he's been serving on the board, and he was the recommendation that I received.
So that's Dr. Thompson, Dr. Jay Thompson. And are there any well, I guess maybe someone else would need to nominate him. Does anyone have any other people that they'd like to consider? Okay. So if someone would nominate Dr. Jay Thompson, we can vote and see if he's, should be our nominee.
I'd like to make a motion to select Jay Thompson for place 5 on the ESC Region 11 Board of Directors.
Okay, great. Nominated by Ms. Villagomez. So if there are no other nominations, at this time we'll take a vote. All in favor of nominating Dr.
Point of order.
Yes,
There's no second on that.
Oh, I'll second.
I'm not sure there needs to be a second on
You
that.
need a second if there's a motion.
Okay,
Yep.
then there's, okay, well, they're
Sorry.
nominated by Ms. Villagomez
And I'll second.
and second by Ms. Cruz Perez. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
No problem.
And now we'll take a vote. All in favor of Dr. J. Thompson? Let's say aye.
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 Okay, any nays? Well, awesome. That passes unanimously that Dr. J. Thompson will get our nomination for the ESC board. Now we're on to F, discuss and approve revisions made to the board operating procedures.
Okay, so with this done previously, you received copies of it. I received no changes to it. These came back from the attorney, so it really just is a matter of just readopting them. So.
Okay, so we need to readopt something that we've already approved, so in order to do that, we would need a motion to do that.
I'll make
Mr.
a
President,
motion.
I have a question.
He has a-
In the document itself,
Where did it go?
I'm so sorry.
Yep.
There's under communication, there's something in red. Why?
That's the change.
That was what the
That's the
changes
change,
were.
okay.
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah,
changes
that's
were.
what's,
Okay, I thought you said there was no change, but there is
Well,
just the one change.
since what we approved previously.
No changes to what was.
Yeah.
There were no additional
From,
changes.
from the time the attorney sent it back with the changes, there have been no further changes to it or recommended or requested. So let me clarify that.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, any additional clarifications needed?
Now I'll make a motion to approve the revisions to the KISD Board Operating Procedures as presented.
I second.
Okay, that's a motion by Ms. Cruz Perez, and that is seconded by Mr. Serta. All in favor, let it be known by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? And that motion passes unanimously as well. So we'll now go to 8G. We'll just discuss the approval of student Chromebook purchase.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that over to Mr. Franklin.
Hello again.
Hello.
So in April of 2019, Mr. G had just come on board, and we did not have an official Chromebook rotation plan. So we presented this to the board in 2019, and we have a plan, and this is just an annual purchase of the Chromebooks to refresh our fleet. We adjusted the plan just because now that Arthur is going to hold sixth grade, or not Arthur, Josh.
The junior high.
Sixth grade moved from Arthur to junior high, so junior high is sixth grade through eighth, so we've kind of adjusted those numbers to accommodate that, because generally we were starting at seventh grade and in ninth grade, so now we've got to go back to sixth grade. And because we're adjusting this year too, this particular proposal, we keep the numbers the same. For sixth grade next year though, the Chromebooks that the eighth graders are using still, they're only 2 years old, so we're gonna put those down at sixth grade this particular year. And the remaining number, we're going to start refreshing some of those touch screens that we got for really cheap in the emergency connectivity plan. So that's all part of it. This year, probably as part of next year, we're gonna be transitioning. The plan though is to inject at sixth grade and ninth grade. So anyway, are there any questions this is pretty quick, but at the same time, this is better than buying 3,000 Chromebooks all at once. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
So are these Chromebooks going to be the same model, or will they be have some new
You know, they
fun
make new
features?
Chromebooks. Dell has just recently, this year, they've upped the model number. So we've been using 3100s, now it's a 3110. And then what really determines the lifespan of these more than anything is Google. Because Google sets a end of life on the Chrome operating system, and it's anywhere from 6 to 7 years. And then by the time when they say it's end of life, it's end of life. There's no more updates to it. We can't manage them anymore, and that's it. So long-term, this plan, the reason we're choosing these grades are because it aligns with where kids start taking the Chromebooks home every day, 6th grade through 12th. And then it lets us, you know, when we get Chromebooks from 12th grade, you know, they've still got a couple of end-of-life years, so those kind of replenish our loaners, and then those will go to the non-touch grade levels at elementary where the Chromebooks do not go home with kids, and they're stationary in the campuses. So it's a really crazy spreadsheet that shows how these things go through, and it's a lot of work, but that's it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
Thank you,
So I
appreciate
do,
your
I'm sorry,
consideration.
this motion is for the purchase of, how many are we purchasing?
This one is it 449 Chromebooks this year?
Classes.
Yeah.
2 classes?
It is,
Sixth
we're
and
gonna
ninth
cover, we're gonna actually, this year, it's gonna be, typically it would be 2 classes
Okay.
going into 6th grade, and then the people who are gonna be freshmen.
Yeah.
This year, we're gonna put, it's gonna be freshmen, and then the rest, the remainder, are gonna be for touchscreens to begin replacing some of those that we purchased from the Emergency Connectivity Fund, because those were awesome and amazing and not expensive. They're breaking. So, and we're trying to keep touchscreen at pre-K through 1 to align with that curriculum.
And our grand total again for this?
It is, I've got way too many tabs open on my computer. It is.
175?
174, 717 and 48 cents. And the amount that we had talked about back in 2019 was 175,000. That's been pretty consistent since 2019.
And that's been factored into the budget each year.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Jimmy, since we did this, adopted this kind of rotation plan, Mr. Adams has been just building that into the budget every year, so there shouldn't be an amendment or anything necessary for this one.
Okay, awesome. Any additional questions for Brian before we let him go?
I'm here. Not going anywhere.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, y'all, appreciate it.
Thank you.
We have to vote on that.
Awesome. So, I'll entertain a motion to accept that,
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase for the Chromebook laptops for students as presented.
presented by Ms. Douglas,
Second.
and a second by Ms. Moody. All in favor of the approval of the Chromebook purchase, let it be known by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Awesome, and that passes unanimously. All right, so now that takes us to section 8, which is superintendent's report.
Okay, so the first section is the Schmores and district newsletters. The junior high, elementaries, and curriculum student services newsletters are in there. Sorry. Hello? Okay. Yes. Will you let them in real quick? All right, thanks, Lord. Sorry. That's the attorney, they were locked out.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So. Wait for Mr. Sir to get back in.
S'mores.
Oh, just waiting.
That's home 7:30, that's pretty good time.
Not bad.
So, does anyone have any questions? While we're waiting on them to come in, does anyone have any questions over the newsletters from the campuses and curriculum services? Anything there? Nope, okay, all right. The other is the Kennedy ISD newsletter, which is what we have. I received a question asking what we have a charge for. This is the money that is budgeted to sit there and pay for these news articles coming out. This is for the board, but these articles and many other ones are generated weekly and sent to news agencies around our area to sit there and put out public relations campaign for our district. And I thought I had discussed that with you previously, but I guess maybe you hadn't, so. All right, and then the attendance enrollment update, let me get on that real quick. Got some other things. We are taking in daily new students. We are losing students daily. It's the ebb and flow that we've been going back and forth with. Currently, we're about 9 students down from where we were, but we've also taken in a lot. We've lost a lot, but we've taken in a lot more. Mr. Cagle and I had this conversation just the other day. We are also getting a influx of refugees from the apartment complex at Hammond Creek that are coming out of Fort Worth from Afghanistan, and that has really impacted Delaney. So these are things that we're having to deal with daily. So ebb and flow of students back and forth. It's becoming pretty. The mobility rate is increasing. So okay, all right, and give you my update for the Early Childhood Center. I was just in there earlier this afternoon. It's getting to the point where the Brooks construction is they're completely finished with their work. They've redone the concrete, they've done the drywall, put it in place, done the taping, bedding, plastering. They replaced the brick on the outside of the building. So they're out, and now the AVG is ready to sit there and start coming through and putting everything in. The walls that are ready are going to start being painted either Thursday or Friday, so we're progressing there. They brought all the additional drywall and stuff into the building and have been framing. They've got the office area all framed out where the new structure is going to be. And the new design of the office area is now framed, waiting for the drywall and everything to go up there. They've been working with electricians, doing a lot of the fire, and electricians in the fire suppression company, working with the old part of the building to get the fire suppression system up and running there. So we're progressing on schedule. So we've got a meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock to be updated even more. So that everything's good. We've got the design component, the company, they are working, I think I showed you some of the concepts. They were just preliminary concepts. They came into play, and it's gonna be good. So I'm excited. So really excited for it. Playground is ordered, so we should have it done. It will be the most colorful playground you've ever seen.
As it should be.
So for the little bitty kids, it should be fun. So,
Yeah.
anyway, all right. That's pretty much my update. Questions?
If anyone else have any other questions about Arthur and the updates?
Okay.
So when are we gonna have, is there gonna be any change in the name of this school?
It will just be James A. Arthur Early Childhood Center. So,
It's fun.
Topic, okay.
Okay.
All right. And is that gonna be the end of it, Mr. G?
That's the end of the report. Then we move into board discussing upcoming meetings, dates, and times. So I know we have a training for Team of 8 scheduled for April 20th. Tracy and I would like to propose that we schedule a brief, like 30-minute meeting previous to that so that we can sit there and do the contract extensions on employees, our administrative staff and directors, get the extensions done there in the 30-minute meeting prior to the training so that we can kind of knock that out of the way, so we're not waiting until the end of April to get all that out to our employees. So are y'all okay with starting, could we start that maybe at, say, 5:30 or start it at 6, and then the other one would start at 6:30 after that? So what do y'all feel best with?
I have it at 5, that we were starting at 5, so.
5. The trainings usually start at.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I do have a job. Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't get out till 5,
Yeah, no.
so, I mean, I would like to use
That's
the
why I didn't know if
bathroom.
No, we were
5:30
just
was
saying
too
on the
early.
previous
Yeah, but I'm
communication,
like,
it did say 5.
It's at 5.
April 20th we're talking about, right?
5:30 is good.
5:30 is fine,
Basically,
yeah. I had to get
scheduling a special
5:30.
meeting to
Perfect.
address one issue, which would be the personnel, to get the contracts and all that stuff extended, and then.
From 5:30 is like 6, and then team of 8 after, you're saying?
Yep.
That works for me.
That works for everybody?
That works, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then our April meeting, regular meeting, we have the April break, so once again, it kind of throws a kink in everything. We got the training the next week, so it would be the following week. I know you had mentioned that you were gonna be out of town,
I will.
okay, but we're
I
gonna,
think we're gonna need to have that meeting anyway.
When's that?
I like the Tuesday.
Sorry?
I like Tuesday of that week of the 2 dates on the proposal.
Tuesday of the,
I like the 25th.
25th?
The 25th.
That would be better for me.
What was the other day?
The 27th.
Is everyone okay with 25th on the Tuesday?
At 6 PM?
You're out
Yes.
that day? Mr. Owens?
Hmm?
You're out that day?
Bless
How
you.
about the entire week?
Oh,
I'll be at Dartmouth College.
If that works for everybody, I mean, I can work with that. I would prefer the Thursday.
Yeah,
but-
I prefer Thursdays, but
So we have 2 Thursday
Yeah,
requests,
but I
and then we
can-
have 4 Tuesdays.
I'm available that week either way.
I'm either way, sorry.
Okay.
I'm indifferent.
So we have 2 requests for Tuesday, 1 request for Thursday.
no, I'm a request for Thursday too.
She's Thursday.
I'm Thursdays too.
We have 2 requests for Thursday and 1 request for Tuesday. Am I correct?
And 3 indifferent.
I'm 3 indifferent.
3 indifferent.
3 flexible.
Okay.
3 flexible, yes.
And how do we settle this? Guys, you gonna-
rock, paper,
Rock, paper, scissors. So, I won't be here, so I'll be more than happy to make a decision.
Go for it. Mr. President, you make the decision, you're not gonna be here, it doesn't affect you, so that's the best way to do it.
Okay, I think that, we're gonna stick with Thursday then.
And at the time is 6 o'clock?
Yes.
And the more discussion was the special meeting is at 6 o'clock, or is it moved up to 5:30?
5:30.
5:30.
So
Okay,
we're gonna have
so-
2 meetings. One will be a special meeting for 5:30, and then we'll have a training that will follow at 6 o'clock.
So we'll be speeding. The district pays speeding tickets.
I'm sorry?
So we'll be speeding,
Yeah,
but
we're coming
our
from-
ticket will be
yeah.
covered, correct?
All right.
No, it will not.
All right, so we have dates for a special meeting and also our team of 8. And then we also have our, regular school board meeting on 27th. So those dates are locked in?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
And then we have summer leadership coming up. I had requests for San Antonio, so I'm gonna have Tracy look at San Antonio. Ms. Moody, are you still wanting to attend in Fort Worth?
I'm going to check and see if I have days to go to San Antonio. But right now, I'm still on contract, so.
So is this going to be one of those situations where we don't know yet if we're gonna be able to go to San Antonio, or?
That was just during COVID.
Yeah.
It's open now.
Okay,
Okay.
Do we have the
We
date?
should be good.
okay.
What are the dates on that?
What are the dates?
June 14th to June
14th through
17th.
17th?
June 14th through 17th.
Oh, I have it here already.
Yes, no. it'll
June
be Fort
14th to
Worth.
17th?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll let
Good?
you, I'll let you know.
We're good, so Tracy can start, as soon as it opens, she can start booking. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'll
We're
be
good on that. And now, We, ready to move to 11.
Section 11, we will now go to section 11A, resignation of retirements.
And that's in there, you can view that, I'm not gonna discuss that, and then, really, we just need to go into closed session so I can inform you on some,
Okay.
some things. And we also are going in with our attorneys in the closed session, so we'll do personnel, and we will also do, a land issue, so.
All right. Well, then it is 7:25. I'll give everybody 5 minutes, and then we'll go into closed session. So we'll adjourn the closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with the board's attorneys, 551.072, deliberations regarding real estate. And, let's see, and we have 551.704, discussing personnel matters, 551.076, deliberation regarding security devices or security audits, 551.082, school children disciplinary matter or complaints. We will take a 5-minute recess, and we will come back in closed session at 7:30. Okay, we're now back in session, and we are now down to segment 13, which is adjournment. Mr. Blow here.
I move that we adjourn this meeting and get up out of here.
Meeting is adjourned.